We just need to think more logically about this. We need to consider the facts. People just need better critical thinking skills. How many times have you said or heard this, especially recently? And I mean, it's true. We could all use better critical thinking skills. It'd be great if we could just think about things more logically and work with others on things more logically. But we're never really taught any practical way to do that, any practical critical thinking skills or logical analysis tools. It's like looking at somebody who's struggling to build a bridge and saying, you know what, you need to think about that a bit more mathematically. Sure, but if they don't know how, it's not really a useful statement, is it? Although we do get taught practical math skills at school. We get Pythagoras theorem and, whatever else you need to build a bridge. I don't know, not an engineer. But when it comes to logic and decision making and problem solving, it's not as simple as that either. Historically, information was key to making good decisions, to solving problems, to understanding them. However, now we almost have a bit too much information. We've got information coming from multiple different angles. Everybody's got their own perspective on it, not because they're necessarily trying to, but just because they've got a focus, they've got an experience set that means that they put information forward in a certain way. Even data can be skewed or imperfect that we're trying to make decisions from. So what we really need is practical thinking tools for this hectic world. In this webinar, we're going to have a look at a practical approach to cause and effect mapping, a logic and critical thinking tool. The point of this is to be able to map out the cause and effect, get the facts down, and cut through the opinion and the noise to what is this fact, what is that fact, how do they interact with each other, what is the cause and effect of how they're linked, to be able to challenge and understand the assumptions underlying each one of those if this then that statements. And by doing that, we can both understand the logic more, but also find sort of holes in it so we can come up with solutions to our decisions or problems. Now, there's many ways to apply this tool. It's a bit like algebra, where once you learn it, you can apply it to multiple different circumstances. So in the second half of the webinar, what we're going to look at is a specific application. Anytime you've had a problem or dilemma that just wouldn't go away, it keeps coming back no matter what you throw at it, or you're pushing for one angle and you sort of get there and then somebody else pushes for another angle and you just end up in this toing and froing, that's a loop. So what we're going to have a look at is how to apply that first method to a logical loop, cause and effect loop, where it's just never ending. How do we understand that and understand what's causing it so that we can solve it? Hope you join Bob Hayward and I for the webinar. I'm really looking forward to it.